Are you struggling to get your most important tasks done every day? I'm Anissa from Mama Goes Beyond, here with a great app to share with you, designed to make you more purposeful and more productive. Today, I'm excited to tell you about Sunsama, which calls itself a daily planner for busy professionals. We've got lots of those, right? This one is different though. Here's why. Oh, and before I go any further, I know we always think about busy professionals as being people that sit at desks in an office all day, but I think this app would help you out even if your busy profession is that of mom. Sunsama is an app available for the web, for your desktop, for your mobile devices, both Android and iOS, that makes it easy for you to gather all of your tasks, appointments, and to-dos in one place and make them really easy to prioritize and to schedule. I've been using Sunsama for about a month now, and I am super excited to tell you about all the reasons why I love it. Sunsama is the rare productivity app that actually works from the premise that we're not going to get everything done. I think so many of us think that if we just organize our to-do list better and track that time and that sort of thing, that we won't be left anymore with undone things at the end of the day, and that's simply not possible. What I love about Sunsama is that as you're planning your day, it's encouraging you to plan less, to prioritize things, to bump things to different days, to ruthlessly cut what doesn't belong. And at the end of the day, it reminds you to stop working. When you sign up for Sunsama, you're not even required to give your credit card as part of your free trial. And they give you this wonderful email onboarding series that is designed to help you establish the planning habit. They write to you reminding you to plan your day, reminding you to reflect on the day, and then there's almost like this little masterclass in productivity where they talk about subjects like flow and burnout and overwhelm, just really digging into them in a lovely, simple way and reminding us that we need to plan what's important. Incidentally, if you continue on past the free trial, you not only get more great emails that help you get in the swing of planning, but you also can sign up for email courses for things like principles of productivity, developing a shutdown ritual, or developing a daily planning habit. They are really invested in making sure you know how to plan and that you actually do it. Another reason I love Sunsama is that it actually shows the tasks that you are letting slide. Okay, I'm in my Sunsama now, and if I come over and click on this little moon over here, you'll see it opens up my archive. Now the archive is set by default to automatically suck in all tasks that have rolled over at least 4 consecutive days. You can change that to a different number of days or turn the archive off altogether. But I think this archive is super useful because it takes those tasks that are on your to-do list. You don't get to them today, you say you'll roll them over until tomorrow. And then you don't get to them then either, or the next day, or the next day, or the day after that, and they keep rolling over. If a task is rolling over again and again, it deserves your attention. Maybe it needs to be cut altogether. Maybe it needs to be updated so that you know more clearly what your next step is. But if you're not doing something and it's just sitting on your to-do list, stressing you out and making you miserable, what's the point of that? Sunsama has come up with a really elegant solution. Next, I love that Sunsama encourages you to actually think about how long a task will take. As you're planning your day, if you don't give any time estimates to your tasks, it says, caution, unpredictable workload, which is it's just a super useful reminder because we all think today is going to be the day that I get everything done, but we're often unrealistic about what we're actually planning. You're encouraged to estimate how long a task will take, and then when you're actually in the focus mode for a task, you can set a timer and see how long it actually takes and how that matches up with your estimate. At the end of the day or the end of the week, you get a super cool summary of all of the stuff that you did on these little charts and graphs that they've got over here. I've assigned each of my tasks a different channel according to the different hats that I wear. You can see down here I've got chores and me time and my blog and homeschool and teaching singing and stuff that I'm doing just for and with the kids. And now it's all organized over here on this little graph so I can see how I'm spending my time and if it lines up with the way that I intended to spend my time. Next, I really love how Sunsama reminds you to focus on only one thing at a time. When you go into focus mode, you are only looking at the one task and its subtasks. You can start a timer and work on it with no distractions. And when you're working in focus mode, Sunsama will come up. You can see I can scroll over here and see the rest of what is scheduled for today, but it will also come over with a little unobtrusive pop-up in the top right-hand corner to tell me that another task that I had scheduled on my calendar was starting soon, and do I want to shift focus? It's very discreet, but it reminds me to stay on task if I was hoping to finish something at a particular time. I love that Sunsama encourages us to both plan for our days and our weeks and to journal a little bit on that end, and also to reflect on our days and our weeks and journal a little bit on that end. You've got a little space to write in the morning about what obstacles, for instance, that you see might get in the way of you accomplishing your to-do list. And at the end of the day, you've got a little place to write about what went well, what went poorly, what you could do better tomorrow. I feel like this is a lot more mindful than most productivity software where you're just checking the box or not. I love that Sunsama integrates with other task management stuff that you're using. I've already alluded a little bit to the Google Calendar. It works seamlessly with Google Calendar. You can drag tasks right on to your Google Calendar and it updates over there too, which is really cool. But my favorite, as those of you that follow me know, is Trello. I can come into the Trello integration here, click up here to select a board, and then drag cards directly off of the Trello boards onto my daily schedule. And the best thing about it is that when I do that, I can either have it update the list in Trello or not. I usually have it skip it so that I can keep my Trello boards the way that I want them. But how cool is this? Then I don't have all that other Trello garbage confusing me on my big crowded Trello board. It's just right in here. It's set up as a task. I can add it to a channel. I can set time constraints for it. I can time the task when the time comes and see how long it took me. And it's a wonderful boost for Trello that I love so much. I've told you all the reasons that I love Sunsama, why I feel like it is totally revolutionizing my own productivity.
That said, Sunsama isn't perfect. It does have some cons. First off, the mobile apps are super clunky compared with what you've got on the desktop. If you're someone who's on the go all the time and likes to do everything on a phone or a tablet, you're likely to be frustrated with what you can do. Next, although it is planned for the future, there's no integration with iCal yet. So you need to use Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar to schedule all of your tasks. This app is clearly intended for people in the business sector. It works best on a laptop or a desktop. They're encouraging you to share things with your teammates in Slack. It's not intended necessarily for moms like us, although it is super helpful. Finally, this app is not free and it is in fact a bit pricey. How pricey? It is $20 a month. Now you can get that price down to $16 a month if you pay for the app annually. Do I think $20 a month is worth it? For me, yeah.
This is not just a place to store your to-dos and your task list. This is a whole system. This is teaching you how to work more efficiently. We all know that we need to plan things in advance. We all know that we should shut down at the end of the day, that we should be time blocking and timing our tasks and prioritizing things and setting up objectives for the week and reflecting and all that sort of thing. But do we actually do it? This is a system that makes doing it all easy and then actually reminds you to do it, which is huge. I would recommend that anyone try the free trial. As I said, they don't even take your credit card when you sign up. It's totally risk-free, and you really do get a little mini masterclass on how to plan your life, whether or not you decide to use the software in the future. For my moms who are hearing this and thinking, I can't plan my day, life is too unpredictable. Those of you that are used to just putting out fires and responding to what gets thrown at you, I really think you should consider a task management app like this that would help you get on top of things and set your objectives for the day rather than just constantly responding to everybody else's. So if you agree that you should be planning your day and Sunsama just feels like too much of a stretch financially for you, I do have a couple of suggestions that I think might work well. The first alternative that I would suggest is called the Monk Manual. Now, this is an old school paper planner. It's also available as a PDF that I like to use on my iPad in a PDF reader. but it's got a lot of the same kind of intentional planning questions, and in fact digs a little deeper. It asks you about things that you're grateful for and things that you're looking forward to. It encourages you to set objectives for the quarter, for the month, for the week, and then see how you're lining those things up with what you do every day. It's a terrific planner, and I actually still use it for those extra reflection questions, even though I'm using Sunsama. Check down below in the description for a link to the monk manual. But if you want a totally free alternative, there is, of course, my beloved Trello. Trello isn't quite as elegant in the way that it manages tasks as Sunsama is, and you're not going to have a helper to remind you to do all this stuff, but it can, as long as you're using the power-ups and the integrations and the automations that Trello has, you can get it to do some of those things like interacting with your calendar, interacting with your email, time tracking, that sort of thing. You will want some extra tips to help you, and if you need a little help, I have a class designed just for moms called Master Your Mom Brain with Trello that shows you how to get everything onto your boards and teaches you just the tips that you need to really optimize it for mom life. So if you're interested in that, I'll share that link below as well. In short, I think Sunsama is terrific. I think you will love it. It will completely revolutionize the way you plan your days, your weeks, your months, your life, the amount of work that you get done in a day, the amount of important work that you get done in a day, the time that you take for rest. It's just terrific. It helps you work smarter and not harder. I hope that you will grab the link down below for the 14-day free trial. And if you've tried it, let me know what you think about it in the comments.